All right, so just checking in. Quick update. It's been nice having a break, but a break leads to thoughts, and thoughts lead to thinking, and thinking leads to maneuvering, and we're not talking, so it's all in here. So let's get it out there. But first things first, did want to talk about Chaos, who, from the point of the merge, has been awesome, and was a truly great player in the game. Um, you know, ultimately, Chaos began as a player who I thought was unworkable, unmovable, and just inactive and dormant. I lumped him and his like with pretty much everyone else from that LP contingency. There was essentially a group of people who felt like they weren't really bought into the game, and I lumped Chaos in with that group. That was a mistake. Had I known that Chaos had some game in him, had I known that Chaos would have pushed, the game could have gone very differently. I really do wish that he had been more receptive to me from the beginning, because then, you would have seen something more from me as far as reaching out to him and hitting that ball back and forth. But really, there just wasn't much there early. And the unfortunate thing for Chaos is that by the time the ball started really rolling, he was on the outside of everything. And the flaw in Chaos's game, as I see it, is that while he did play and he did maneuver and he did position, he never found himself in a group of people he could trust. Ever. That is kind of the flaw of almost everybody so far, apart from myself, Jose, Merck, and Taste. Because what ultimately dictated the final five and what seemingly will be the final four is that we work together. We had our ripples, we had our blow-ups, we had everything that sort of pushed us apart and together, but we ultimately worked together. By the way, I believe at this point that I am largely responsible, if not primarily responsible, for keeping the four of us together, and better believe that is going to be ultimately what I make my pitch about should I make it to Final Tribal. Because I don't think this four happens without me. Merck had a huge part of it too, but I think this is my doing. The inception of the four was sort of shared, but I believe I'm the glue that kept it together. And I believe because this four existed, I'm here as far as I've gotten so far. But that's me. So to wrap up with Chaos, in summary, good player. Next time, should you play this game, Chaos, get yourself in tight with people from the beginning, and you will go far because you've got skill, you're decent to folks, you talk straight, and you play well. So I hope to see you again sometime, either from the Vista or in game, and I want to see you do a little bit better by forming early relationships. So Chaos, overall, well done, and it really did. You were the first person that it hurt for me to write your name down, the first one. No one else was it difficult for, but it was difficult for me to write your name down, so that meant something to me. So where do I find myself? As I said, I think I'm responsible for this four. What does that mean for me moving forward? I don't know. The first and obvious hurdle here is we got to get Drake out of the way. I do believe in the idea of taking this four to four. We are currently at 5. I want us to be at 4. It's really important to me. I do want one of the winners of the I want the winner of this season to come from myself, Merc, Jose, or Taste. That's really important to me. They have all played the game in ways that I endorse and support and believe in, so if the winner comes from those 4, I'm happy. If it's me, I'm obviously happiest. I don't really care if it's not me, though, who it is of those 4. Yes, Taste and I are number ones. We are together, we've been through this, but if I'm being honest, I think Merck's played the best game. Probably out of the 4 of us. Certainly the most interesting game, certainly the most dynamic game, a game that was fueled upon a lot of trust, that was legitimate. He hardly ever backstabbed anyone. I don't think anyone had a problem with Merck. If they did, it's because of pre-game bullshit. I don't know. Merck has been an enjoyable entity. At this point, if I'm on the jury, it's really hard for me to not write Merck's name down. Really hard. Taste would have the best shot at it, but Jose, who I believe has ultimately been, look, he fucked up. Jose fucked up. he sided with Haschel on all of this, and I think that was a catastrophic mistake. I think when the numbers came down to it, he should have just stuck with us. Haschel, I don't think, has any respect for someone who's just voting for the sake of voting. I don't think he's got Haschel's jury vote, and at this point, I don't know whose jury vote he even has. So he could win, and he's played a great early game. He played a great early merge game. Towards the end, I don't know. So I don't really care who of the four win if it's not me. Any of the other three could do it, and it wouldn't really make a huge difference. I will vote for whoever does the best at Final Tribal, whoever makes the best case. But let's talk about me and what my best case is. I think I lose to Taste. And I don't think I lose to Merc or Jose. Or if I do, I have a better shot at beating either of them than I do Taste. And here's why. I think Taste has talked the most to everyone on the jury and hasn't really upset any of them. If I'm thinking about the players who I haven't had a lot of contact with, I think, Taste has certainly talked to Blaze the most. Certainly talked to Blaze the most out of all of us and established a trusting relationship early that he never went back on. He stuck his neck out there for Blaze till the very end and did not send Blaze home. I did that. So I don't think I win Blaze's vote. And who else? What was it? He cut Spokes. There was another player that, it is ultimately Drake, right? I think when Drake goes, if Drake goes tomorrow, as I'm pretty sure Drake will, on Tuesday that is, I think Taste has a better claim to Drake's vote than me. I also think, based on what Haschel has said, if Taste makes it to the end, he'll have Haschel's vote. Haschel, there's nothing personal, at least as far as I know. He made it very clear that Taste and the way he's played his game, as far as having everyone protect him, has been really impressive. I don't think that's what's been going on, and if I do make it to the end with Taste, I'm going to make it my mission to break that image that this whole time I've just been protecting Taste. I haven't been. I've been protecting my interests. It just so happened that keeping Taste with me was part of that. So, Taste is the toughest person for me to beat. I think Merc may have played a better game than me, has been in a riskier position. I have not risked anything this game. I have been safe from day one. No one has brought up my name. There's something to be said for that, and yet I'm not sure if that works for this jury. I don't know if this jury will appreciate the fact that I've literally not had a drop of heat on me for this whole game. To me, there is something impressive about being that guy who no one thinks they can vote out. I'm proud of the fact that I played that game. I don't know how I pulled it off, but I'm proud of it. Does it work for this jury? I don't know. I think this jury will probably appreciate someone playing from the bottom a bit more, and Merc has certainly been there. Jose too. So I don't think it's a cakewalk for me against any of these people. I just think that for right now, worst case for me is actually going up against Taste. It's hard for us to differentiate our games. We've been, kind of in the mix, so does it make it easy for a potential third if we're final three? Yeah. There's a lot of problems for me winning this game if Taste is a part of the end of it. I don't know how much I care. I think Taste genuinely believes that either of us winning is somewhat vindicating for him, and I think to some extent I agree with that. We've had a partnership. Certainly if I can't win, and if I don't win, though I might vote for Merc, spiritually I kind of do want Taste to win because I would feel like I shared somewhat in that victory. So it's a little bit tough. Given the opportunity, if I somehow decide who to send to fire, if I have to place a vote at 4, I'm still not writing Taste's name down. I won't do that, and I won't send Taste to fire. I'm taking Taste with me. I've built my whole game around this partnership, and I absolutely would count on him, and he'd be within his rights to fucking torch me if I sent him to Ponderosa. But more so than that, he is the person I've gotten closest with. He's the friend who I've actually made. He's the person who I expect I'll be talking with months, maybe even hopefully years after this game. I really like Taste. We're buddies. And I want to go to the end with him, even if it jeopardizes my chances of winning, because, this is still just a game, and I still want to live after it. And I think I can beat him. I think he's the toughest one for me to beat, but I think I can do it if I do an effective job at Final Tribal. So it's a weird position. My hope is honestly that I don't have power. My ideal, I guess, is making it to Final Tribal, but not being the one to make any decisions at 4. I think most people kind of like that idea. It's certainly a good place for me to be. I do wonder, Final 2, Final 3. Of course, that's the big question, right? It's always the question. So I don't know which one most favors my game. I think if it's a final two and it's me versus Taste, that is incredibly close. Incredibly close. The benefit of that is I'm almost 100% positive I'll pick up both Jose and Merck. So final two with me and Taste is not bad. I might even have a decent shot at that. Final three with me, Taste, and either Jose or Merck. Jose or Merck, I feel, has a decent edge over the two of us, just because, again, like we might split. A final three without Taste, with me, Jose, and Merck, I think I win. I think I win. That's the dynamic that I think most best favors my game. But who knows how this actually ends up. I'm looking forward to whatever the challenge is. If somehow Drake wins this challenge, shit gets interesting. Very interesting. I certainly will be playing my idol for myself. I believe that Merck will play his idol for himself. And at that point, it's just Jose who goes, right? Taste knows where the idols are, and all he has to do is tell Drake where to vote. And it ain't gonna be Taste. She's not gonna vote Taste out, so she'll probably vote out Jose. And now we have a final four with presumably three very intense players and a GOAT. Does Drake really win two in a row? I could see her lucking out and winning one, two in a row. I don't know. If she doesn't, well, that makes the decision very easy for either myself, Merc, or Taste. Unless Taste wants to get cute. Look, his original final three was me, him, and Drake. And if he can do that, if he can pull that off and execute it, that's a pretty fucking solid claim to be sole survivor. To know what your final three is and to pull it off. So let's hope Drake loses this challenge and it's an easy vote next. And we'll take it from there. Anyway, clearly I had some thoughts. I didn't realize I did, but I've been working all day and I'm off tomorrow. So I just wanted to bleh. So here we go, bleh. And I'm hopeful that the challenge on Tuesday will lead us into a nice and easy tribal that night later. And then things will get interesting. And at that point, I'm good. Any of those four people wins the game. I'm happy. Happiest, of course, if it's me. But we'll see how that goes. So I'll be looking forward to it. Certainly going to be streaming if I possibly can on Tuesday. So I'll see y'all there. Take care, y'all.